Hello and welcome back to Aurora. So, we're in this new system. We're gonna go a few days just to make sure that we don't detect anything here. Although I doubt we will. And we'll probably go ahead and make the recon task force split so that we can send them towards the planets to sort of get an idea of what's in this system. So I did some more work off camera. Specifically, I designed a new ship, the Beholder class. It's a scout frigate. I just took the Goblin class frigate leader, removed most of the I removed the flag bridge and a few of the sensors, replacing it with a smaller range point defense sensor and just keeping the full range, the high range sensor, just so that it can have some good viewing range and still be able to defend itself. But then I took all the extra space and I filled it with more fuel so I can increase the range. So this ship is, it's good enough to defend extra ships. We don't have any built yet. We'll probably have them for our next exploration. The main problem is that they don't have enough range to match the rest of the recon force. But that's easily solved by giving them fuel supplies through a future survey command ship. So yeah, there aren't any issues here with aliens, so now we kill the recon task forces to begin surveying the nearest planet or moon. I'm not particularly bothered by getting asteroids. We actually check, are there asteroids in this system? There are not, so we don't even need asteroids. I also went ahead and on the galaxy map set it up in a currently arbitrary location. It'll shift around as we go further out. So I don't think this is going to be the best system, but we might as well take a look at it, get an idea of what's going on. In terms of its soul, well, if it would actually change, there we go. We're building up the frigate task force. I haven't yet put together the order of battle because I'd like to get some more stuff first. We have hangar deck being researched along with active sensor strength and asteroid mining module. We're not currently using our construction, and I'd actually like to use our construction right now to make some magnetoplasmic drives. Specifically, we need 2 for our scout frigates, and we need some more for I'm probably going to make a second frigate task force, but more likely we're going to need some of the smaller ones for our fast attack craft that will have on shore defense. But we're going to make, how many? It would be 7 for a frigate task force. Yeah, let's order up 7 for now. And we'll delay this one a bit longer because I don't think we have that much in terms of corundium. We're getting a bit more, not much. So yeah, by pre-building these, we can ensure that we're getting all of our stuff done before we build the ships at the shipyard. Oh yeah, let's actually add 2. That way we have the 2 for the scout frigates. In 30 days, we can probably set it on auto turns for now. Just gotta make sure we've got everything. So we still don't have any new ground unit types. That's gonna be a ways down the line in terms of logistics and ground combat research. Actually, it's just after hangar deck, so I might as well queue them up. We're going to need, look at Garrison Battalion first, Mobile Infantry, and Replacement Battalion, just the cheap ones for now, and Construction Brigade. That's going to be a bit of a longer one. In terms of everything else, we will need maintenance, well, we won't necessarily need maintenance modules, we'll need salvage modules. We need tractor beams, troop transport bays, orbital habitat modules, fuel storage extra large, and not really that much else. We will need small and emergency cryogenic transport so we can create rescue ships, and probably additional maintenance storage for a maintenance vessel, but otherwise it's pretty good. we've completed our anti-ship missiles. Now, another task that we need to work on is designing the missile boat. And I'll go ahead and start working on that now. For this missile boat, we're going to first design a new missile. So I will get up the spreadsheet for that. Alright, so here we have the spreadsheet. And I believe all this is properly calibrated for our current tech level. I'll double check though. So let's see, we've got the damage per missile space, we've got magnetic plasma, fuel consumption seems about right, yeah. Power mod is correct. Yeah, we've got everything. So what we want is a size 2. That's not going to be possible with a 9 strength, so we'll set it to 4. Now, I'm not particularly happy with that, but these don't need that much range. So if we say 0.1, we get a bit better hit rates. And the range drops significantly. So we need to minimize the amount of fuel we use or the amount of space we use on the fire control. That's the word I was looking for. But at this tech level, with the speed these ships are going at, that's not good enough. Could we cut these down even more? That's a bit better. I mean, it's not spectacular by any means, but it's an option. It gives us something to work with. I wish we had more agility, although I guess this is ideal for hitting the target. I feel like we need better tech. That's sort of what I'm getting here, that we don't have good enough tech to do what we need to. So, we're going to tech up a bit before we make these missiles, but I know we're going to make a size 2. And because of that, I'm also going to set up our missile launcher, because I know that this is going to be a size 2, and we're going to make a box launcher. I know I mentioned that I don't want to make a box launcher, but really, just fitting a bunch of these on will allow some rather incredible stuff to be done. Why is it not changing what the size is of these things? Is it because it's not actually on missile launcher? There we go. And so, it'll reload in 15 minutes in a hangar. And yeah, seems about right. Launcher size is 0.3 hull spaces, so we can fit 10 of these for each laser the other one had. We can just completely swarm the target. If we even do it with size 6 missiles, we could put 3 size 6 missiles on, but I'd rather do a missile swarm, because if we have 4 damage each, and we multiply that by like 20? Or is it 30? Could be even 30. It should be even better. How much does which one was it? Chimera? The Chimera uses 2 ultraviolet lasers, so that would be 20 missiles with 4 damage. That's 80 damage from 1 missile boat. That's going to be some incredible power if we can actually get that working. We'll use the same active search sensor, so our maximum range is really 10,000. That is something we know for certain. So, this is a bit too long range. 0.04. That seems alright. If we got more agility per missile space, that'd be a lot better. So that'll be a task to do. We need to get agility per missile space, which isn't too difficult. Once we finish an attack, we can queue that up on someone. Let's go ahead and finish these ones, and then we'll redistribute to get some extra agility on our missile spaces. We now have hangar deck. So for our first, this is another thing we need to design. is we need a planetary fighter base. It's going to act more as a PDC. Yes, remove systems from the design. Now, it won't be very good in anything but launching fighters. It won't have its own missiles, so it probably won't even provide defense, which is why we'll have planetary defense centers backing it up and everything. Hydra class, I kind of like that. We're going to need a larger range on our active sensors for this, I think. Because 92 million isn't enough for this to actually do its own work. However, we need 14 hangar decks. Rather specifically 14, because the goal is to have 14 fast attack craft inside the planetary fighter base. So, with that in mind, we've got our 14 hangar decks. We're going to need some magazines, and some capacity 48 magazines should do the trick. Just a lot of them, maybe 20. Let's see, each one holds 24 missiles. Yeah, 480 missiles in here. It's a bit much. 240 should be fine now. It's all size 2 missiles, pretty easy. We're going to add in 2 PDC barracks, I think, to keep some battalions in here for defense. Maybe just 1. Let's just go with 1. So that'll hold a defensive force. And now our options are as follows. The first is we add some armor, like a lot, and then we're done. Here we go, we've got a whole thing, we need active sensors, of course. But we'd be done. We'd have all of our, the hangar decks. We'll only need fuel. That's something else to add, which I will take care of quickly. A whole bunch of very large fuel storages. 10. Can remove this just large. And that'll give us how much fuel? 10 million liters, which will take ages to fill up. We don't need that much though. We can just have 5 million. So the fast attack craft would land, refuel, and reload and launch, and it would work. However, this offers no planetary protection value. You'd be relying entirely on the PPV of the Chimera, which is not half bad, actually. Having that in the missile boats providing protection would actually do quite a bit. However, this would be incredibly vulnerable, and again, that's something that would be covered by a planetary defense center on the same location that would be providing more missile defense. So it would be protecting against missiles using anti-missile missiles. It would have long-range missiles for taking on targets at long ranges. It would be basically a multi-purpose weapon, just defending the planet. Is there anything else? Yeah, we need active sensors. Let's wait until our active sensor tech is upgraded, and I'll probably then work off of that. First 2 golems have been completed, and how many... we're gonna have to move them to the actual frigate group. If we look at our industry, we've got the 9 stockpiled. Are we happy with the scout frigate? I think we are. So I'm gonna go ahead and order up 2 of them. And it shouldn't cut into our corundium supply too much. We're starting to pull out of the shortage, and I say pull out, I mean we don't have absolutely 0. So Venus is sort of doing its job. If we look at YZ SETI, they're doing geological surveys. There are minerals here, just sodium on that Super Jovian. There's geranium, corbonite, titanium here. And is there any other source of minerals you know of right now? Everything just disappeared. Oh, because I went to the side. Whoops. Yeah, no other source of minerals we've found so far. But that's alright. It makes sense. It's not that big of an issue. So we keep going, or do we have to queue something up? Ah yes, construction rate is starting, completed research in Garrison Battalion. So we're gonna pull a few people off of this. Go to missiles, kinetic weapons. Missile launcher... Did we not make our box launcher? I don't think we made the box launcher. Oh, well that's silly of me. Missile launchers, size 2. Box launcher. Size 2 box launcher. And this will be used for quite a while, because it'll also be used in our bombers until our bombers become large enough to hold size 3 missiles, because that'll happen when armor gets light enough, which will happen in not that long actually, it might be now. We'll create one now for anyways, just to make sure we've got everything ready. So we're now working on Mobile Infantry Battalion, but once we create this research here, it's a really cheap research, we will queue up extra agility for missile space, and what else do we need to queue up? How about 2-stage thermonuclear? Because we're getting that kind of power now in our stuff, so... What are we doing? No, it won't take you until... Right, it's gonna take a day. We don't need that much on infantry battalions. Yeah, it'll be done in May, which is fine. But we need more people on improving our missiles, so we're gonna add more people there. 15 seems good. Another Golem class, and research into missile agility has commenced. If we look at the research time on that one, it's going to be done next year. If we could get that up, that'd be great, but I put it on the wrong one. So it'll be done at the very beginning of next year right now. Active grav sensor strength is not being followed by EM sensor sensitivity, which it should be. Let's go ahead and get more planetary sensor strength. And I think that'll be all for now on that guy. This one's going to be busy for a while. This one's just got this tech and the next one to do. And then we can move all of its people onto missiles and kinetic weapons. So we just go for a while. Aha, the Golem classes have been completed. So if we now go to Shipyard Task Group, you all go to Frigate Task Force 1. And we're going to change the name of it as we go into Naval Organization. Not now. Let's wait for that. So Frigate Task Force 1 right now has a full complement of a frigate leader, 2 frigates for point defense, and 4 golems, which will then provide our actual firepower. So we're going to need to reload them and possibly do some task force training. I'm liking that idea. So we say Earth, load ordnance from colony. Oh yeah, we need to set up what their ordnance is. I completely forgot that. So the standard ordnance should be as many of these as it can hold. The answer would be 44, which would be 11 volleys. It's not the longest volley time, but launching 44 missiles at the target is pretty good, and if you have 4 of them, that's a lot more firepower going downrange. 176 missiles is impressive. So those now should load ordnance. Yes, they have. So now they're all full on ammo. And let's start them on some task force training, just to sort of get this up so that they can fire more coordinated. Replacement battalion has been finished, working on construction brigade. Keep going. Alright, so we've looked at all the locations in this system. Go ahead and take a look at the system view. There's Gallicite there, lots of Sorium, and some Duranium and Corbomite on this dwarf planet, and some Tritanium. But there's not really that much. I'll probably set up some mines there, like automated mines, and then just ship things out. Might put a population here, but I doubt I will, because it doesn't seem like it's the most useful thing. So we're mostly going to ignore this location. It's sort of meh in terms of available resources. Some good fuel supplies, so we'll probably set up some. We still need to design our fuel harvester platforms, but really all that's here that's of note is Corbomite and Duranium. And Duranium's going to be important, but right now it's low on my list of priorities. Corundium is a much bigger priority. So Recon Task Force, you're going to go to Soul Jump Point, you're going to jump through. Recon Task Force 2, you're going to jump through as well. And then they'll meet at the other side of the Soul Jump Point, and then we'll have them merge and go back to the go back to Earth to prepare for the next phase of their exploration. Has the industry actually... They've used up 2 of our magnetoplasma drives. Perfect. Which means that we've got some shipyard tasks. Yeah, these are taking a lot less time because we pre-built the engines. We didn't pre-build everything else. We should have pre-built turrets, really. Which I'll probably do since we're going to be building a second frigate task force. It's not that difficult to pre-build the turrets. So we're going to go ship components. We need... where is it? There we go. We need 3 triples. No, 2 triples and 3 twins. So set this on. Let's just push this back. So now we go triple. We need 2 of them. We'll put that on 50%. Always bothers me just a bit. Gotta close it, reopen it. Now, ship components. Triple, we need 2 of them, and that'll be 50% of our production. And then twin, we need 3 of them, and that'll be another 50%. And those will be done not that long, they're pretty cheap. Corundium's gonna go a bit low because of this, but that's fine, we can work with it. And is there anything else we need to pre-build? I don't think so. I think we've got just about everything for them. I mean, we could pre-build the fire controls, specifically this one. That'd be an alright one to pre-build. We could pre-build some magazines, but that seems a bit ridiculous. Yeah, I think this is good. Oh yeah, and I want to take off the survey orders on the Recon Task Force, or else they're going to complain as soon as they jump through. There's no place to survey. So now I think we've got everything set up, so then we'll create our turrets. Active grav sensor strength has been completed. We're starting on EM sensor sensitivity. Recon Task Force is going to take a bit longer. We're going to go ahead and tell it to, once we get there, absorb Recon Task Force 2, so they'll merge back together. And then actually, after we've done that, I want it to go back to Earth to refuel, resupply, and begin overhaul. It'll be like a 4-month overhaul on the, no, like a 5-month more like. There we go. Construction of turrets is complete. Is there anything else we need for pre-building the fleet? I just like that I'm pre-building this whole thing. It's really useful. So we'll start by making 2 more dragon classes. And these will be done in March of next year, which is pretty quick because we've pre-built most of it. So if we now look at industry stockpiles, yep, it's taken the engines, it's taken the turrets. And then we've got the twin for when we actually make the frigate leader. Could probably make our missile launchers. That'd work. Alright, so what we're gonna do now is we will wait until the scout frigates are done, until the beholders are done, which by the way is a great name for a scout frigate. Let's go. 30 days. There we go, they're done. And these are going to stay at the point rather than going really far or beyond or anything. We want them to stay at the edge that we're actually trying to defend. So we could set them up as a defend this task group type thing, but we're not going to bother. And we're going to move them to there and jump through. I like how our combat ships have a smaller thermal signature than our exploration ones. So we're going to jump through 30 days. Let's not go 30 days, let's go a day for now. 2 days, 3 days, and 4 days. Epsilon Eridani. This isn't the one I thought it was. Are there no planets here? There are planets, alright. Let's take a look at them. Okay. So there's either population here, or we just need to, we'd need anti-greenhouse gas, probably. We'd have to try reducing the pressure first, like cut down how much there actually is in the atmosphere, and then try and see if we can get it to work. But I doubt there's a population here, although just to make sure, we're going to move all of them, and it's A3, right? Yeah, A3. A1's alright, but both of these have extreme temperatures and no atmosphere, so I'm not, incredibly psyched for doing stuff here. Except for that A3, it could be very, very good, so we'll move there. We will go active on. That way, if we see anything approaching us, we can detect it and work on pointing it out and all that. Right, it's not showing the active sensor ranges yet. Or at all. What in the world? Did I activate active sensors in the wrong group? No, Recon Task Force. 3 hours? I didn't realize our active sensors are that short range. They aren't. Oh right, we're not showing active sensor ranges. Right. I'm silly. There we go, so that's the range we see. And if anyone gets into that range, we've got frigates to deal with them. Somewhat. They're not going to have the best range ever, but we'll go a day. Another day. 5 days. 5 days. Yeah, seems like there's no one here. Alright, so we're going to say Recon Task Force. I'm going to split it off, so that group will be the first actual scout group, and this one will be the next. And we're going to have Recon. Nearest planet or moon. Nearest planet or moon. And then they'll just go at it. They'll find everything they need to find. There's only 3 planets in the system, so it's going to be pretty easy. This one I'm actually rather interested in. And if we can get the temperature down, it would be almost perfect for colonization if it has materials. Warhead strength is going up. We have new missile agility tech. Eridani A3 is a ways away. About 30 days. Nothing left to survey in system. There's nothing here. It might be alright to set up population centers here, but I doubt it. Really, this is just the dead system. I mean, there's great population possibilities there, but in reality, we're going to run into the issue that it's not providing anything to our actual, forces, or our economy. It's just Useless. Alright, so Task Force 3 is now looking at Aerodani A1. Construction Brigade is done researching. So do we keep researching more military units? I think we do. At least that's what I would be doing. And I'm playing it, so, Create that, yes. Queue up Brigade Headquarters. Any others that we need. So we've got Assault Infantry. Yeah, seems about right. And we'll go ahead and queue up a salvage module and a ship-to-ship tractor beam while we're at it. Right now, this whole thing is going to be really, really full of things, but it'll thin down eventually, and like power and propulsion will become one of our largest. Maybe energy weapons or missiles, kinetic weapons. Energy weapons, definitely. In terms of energy weapons, we need more turret tracking speed, we need better lasers, better laser size, which is something that we definitely want for when we're making destroyers, which will be very, very soon. Oh yeah, Task Force 3 needs to be assigned with a new location to go to. You will merge with the Recon Task Force, and then we'll go from there. Go to Seoul. We've got the Dragon classes built. Let's go ahead and tell industry to produce ship components. We're looking for the missile launcher. Size 6 missile launcher, 75% reduction. 4 of them on each, so we need 16. Create. Push this back. Push this up. That'll be done in 10 days. So we'll go 10 days. There we go. And we're going to go ahead and order the shipyards to begin working on 4 Dragon classes. Or no, not Dragon, we need Golem classes. So we add 4 of them. And that would be done in November, and then we'll build the Frigate Leader. So yeah, this is all just sort of going pretty quickly. I like that. Recon Task Force. Here's the whole thing now, so you're going to go through the Soul Jump Point, back to Earth, resupply, begin overhaul, and we're actually going to turn off actives, because we don't need them right now, there's no threat of aliens. It's going to go 30 days, and they're probably going to complain that, yeah, they can't be overhauled, they've completed shore leave, 30 more days. Overhaul has been completed. Oh yeah, the Frigate Task Force 1 is getting pretty high, but it's starting to complain about deployment time. So 5 points less than 20%. We're just gonna set up some basic stuff here. We shouldn't have those orders for long, really, but having them now, we can make sure they refuel. So shall we go through another system? I'm liking that idea. Recon Task Force, Q Jump Point 3, Standard Transit, and then we'll see what's there. 5 days. 1 day. I don't want to go too far ahead. I think it auto stops once it jumps through, but Sirius. This is an alright system to end up in. Pretty wide system, really. Sirius A and B. Let's look at what planets are in the system and if there's any threat of aliens from any of them. Possible, but unlikely. What's making this one difficult to use? Again, it's a case of temperature, I think. No water available, temperature cost factor is the major problem. And that is because it has a fairly thick atmosphere. If we remove most of the nitrogen, it should be alright. I think. I'd have to see the base temperature of it. Which I can't see from here, can I? Huh. So, yeah, looks like there's not that much going on here. We'll see. We should just set them on surveys. So we're not even going to bother sending forces to a certain planet. We're just going to go split these off, set it to survey nearest planet or moon, and then go to the regular recon task force, split these off, and survey nearest planet or moon. Pretty simple. Are there asteroids in this system? I forgot to check. Yes, there are. There are quite a few. And there's some terrestrial moons further out and so on. Although I doubt any of them will have a population based on those atmospheres. 5 days? 30 days. Dragon 002 is starting to suffer some maintenance failures. It's alright. How long until the shipyards finish the Dragon classes? November, so that's a few more months. Not that many, but a few. Yeah, they're starting to run into some issues with keeping the ships repaired. So we should probably go to the frigate task force, and they're just training is all that's happening. So they're at about 50% task force training, basically across the board. These ones are a bit lower, and I don't know why. We will end task force training for now, and send them back to Earth to refuel, resupply, and begin overhaul. And then, what else do we need to do? We need... Yeah, things are going a bit slowly here. How's our EM detection check coming? It'll be in January of this next year, so yeah, just around the corner. And then we can make our active sensor for our planetary fighter base. That'll be good. So, we need... Oh yeah, we can begin working on our ground units. I'm going to make most of these into cadres, so we don't need low-tech infantry right now. And then we only have one ground force training location. We're going to train a mobile infantry battalion for now. And we're going to start industry on producing another one or two more. Let's go with 2 more. And push it up to the top of the queue. Because we don't need to be making these automated lines right now. We still have the corundium. And that should get us what we need there. Be done in January. Research, yeah, we got all that set up. So those are going to repair. Well, always pops up. Vendorite is out on Earth. Fighter production is commenced. Or fighter production research, not production of fighters. We don't even have a fighter designed yet. We have our box launcher. So, I've been delaying this most of the episode. Really should have done it quicker. Let's start work on a Worm-class missile boat. There it is. So this is going to be a lightweight. We're going to remove the stellarator, remove the lasers, remove the beam fire control. We're going to add many box launchers. We're going to go with 20 for now because I'm being outlandish. So we've got 20. We've still got space for 1.4 exact class size. So much firepower. This thing will just shred anything it sees. We will need a... Well, for one thing, we're going to need more missile techs. Are those still being researched? Or... Oh, the golems have been completed, that's right. And now we go shipyards, we build a FFL Goblin. Add task. And shipyard task group, it'll be done in December of next year. What the heck? Why is it taking so long? Huh. Apparently it is taking a very long time. The golems are fully loaded as well, which is perfect. So they're going to be paired up with the next frigate task force, and we're actually going to use proper task force names, like first whatever task force. I'm not going to call it the whatever task force, that would be silly. So yeah, this is actually a pretty large system. If you go display, orbit comparison, Ludo. Okay. Yeah, that's just under 10 times Pluto. I thought that was just the same size for every system. I guess it's not. Ooh. Grand Force training facility is complete, and supply of neutronium is exhausted on Earth. How is our duranium? Our duranium access is going down, so our production is going to start dropping. We've got a huge stockpile of everything but corundium, but we do need to start getting new supplies. And there we go, we've completed 2-stage thermonuclear warhead. So let's look at the next big thing we're going to need for our missiles. We've got 6 on here now, 80 on here. We're working with a size 4. We've got a range here of 10.75, which is perfect. 155% hit chance there. It'll hit our own missile boats most of the time. I'm happy with that as a missile design. So this will be our missile. Which means the first thing we need is some tech. We need the missile engine. Could also make the missile fire control sometime soon, but we're going to wait on that. Missile engine should be size 0.78. There we go. And it'll have the same fuel consumption, it'll have full power. And anything else we need? I believe that's all. 2.496 fuel use per hour is about right. Yeah. We create that, then we're going to have to queue it up and make our actual missiles. So we'll go here, research. Missiles can, no, we need a power and propulsion. It's pretty cheap research right here. So we create with our best power and propulsion person. It'll be done in 5 days. There we go. We then go here, missile design. Let's go ahead and get rid of this for now. Missile design, 2.496. Now we drop everything else out so we can actually see our stats. The missile design here will be 0.6667, 0.0407. That's 1. I want 7. 0.5126. Yep, that's right. So hit chances line up. Really good against 3,000 kilometers per second, but we really want to focus on this one. It's not incredible, I'll give it that, but it does the trick fantastically. Now, this is just something I want to see. Is it possible to... Yeah, you could create a stealth missile, possibly, like a high ECM missile, and then try and, like, get it really close in. I kind of want to do that at some point. Alright, whatever. So, we've got these missiles designed, and these are going to be our bombs for a while. They're going to be used on our missile boats, on our bombers. They're small, high-powered missiles. 4 damage is, or 4 warhead, is a pretty good thing for a tube-sized missile. I mean, that's some substantial damage. I think that's still more than the ICBMs we're on. So, it might be slightly less, actually. So we're going to say S2 ASM Mark 1. And we're going to create a new missile series called Small Missiles, I think. Or, no. Delete series, small ASMs. Because there's going to be anti-planet missiles as well, and stuff like that. What even does laser warhead do? I don't even know. There's probably some incredible thing it can do, and I just don't know it. Yes, add to that missile series. And then we go into here and take our research and go to missiles, kinetic weapons, and then just queue up this. Create. And there we go, we've got that being researched. That's pretty good. That will be done 5 days. Or not, 5 more days. Size 2 ASM Mark 1 is complete. We will order up a lot of these. Specifically, let's order up 500 of them for now. It'll be done in May. And we're going to need to make the PDC. We're going to need to finish that design. So, how long until EM sensor sensitivity? That's just around the corner, really. A few more 5-day increments. Oh yeah, active research labs. Let's keep them working on something. Let's go to energy weapons. We need larger laser sizes, because those are going to be key for the next step in all this. And let's remove 10. And keep working on our logistics ground combat. Because apparently the guy died. So that's great. And after that, let's go ahead and queue up fuel storage, actually. Then Heavy Assault Battalion. And Marine Battalion. I sort of want to try some capture stuff, but I don't feel like it's the top priority right now. EM sensor sensitivity is done. Electronic hardening is working. Let's go ahead and create a new active sensor for the purpose of our PDCs. So this is going to be a much larger active sensor. I'm probably going to make it like a size 50 or something ridiculous. On a pretty large resolution. Some electronic hardening. Search sensor. So, we can see, go to Sol, 1 billion kilometers. So we can see just beyond Saturn with it, basically. Is that good enough? I think so. And then the 50 size is understandable, and we're just going to be blinding in this system, which is fine. We don't want to bother with not showing exactly where we are, because we're going to be visible anyways. So we'll create that, close it, close, and we're going to take a few people off of electronic hardening. Well, we're going to need a lot off because it's going to be an expensive sensor. I wish we had this person right now. Oh well. Yeah, that's a really expensive sensor. Here's an idea. Queue that up. Move it to the top. Queue. Whoops, no. Remove. So that'll be top priority as soon as this gets done, which means now we add labs to this. We need that done as quickly as possible. And I think we're also going to need missile fire control, a much smaller thing. Resolution of 20. We just need a pretty small range, so we can cut this down. Maximum range versus... Yeah, these are mostly way too much range. What would a 0.1 give us? Not enough. A bit more than we need. That seems about perfect. 0.2 sensor size. Some electronic hardening on it. Leave some space for extra missile launchers. Oh, this is going to be spectacular once it gets finished. And we go ahead and queue that up. We put it up higher because we remove it. No, that's Heavy Assault Battalion. Ugh. I want Heavy Assault Battalion on the queue. Why did it select that rather than the one that I just queued up? That seems like basic UI stuff. Fire control up. Let's put it above the active search sensor. And in June, we should have everything done. We could actually start the... Yeah, let's get the Frigate Task Force to start training again. Task Force training. We want to get these up to 100% if we can, but that'll take a long while. And we're just about coming to the end of the episode. This is probably a much longer episode than I intended at first. Our survey ships are still working in the Sirius system, so we know of 3 systems in the area. We've completed the Size 2 ASMs if we look at the galactic map, which is right there. And we refresh. We've got 2 new systems, so let's go and line them up. Oh, whoops. Whoops. There we go. Just a pretty simple grid right now. And I know that there's 6 in this system, because we found them all, and we still gotta explore them all, and I had also set it up to have 6 systems. And so far we've been pretty lucky. Not incredible systems, but no aliens. And that's pretty good for now. I'll probably go ahead and off camera finish off the active search sensor, stick that onto the planetary fighter base, build that, and start working on, and you know, the missile boats are pretty simple. We're also going to need a patrol boat, which I will go ahead and real quick on camera just sort of show what that'll be. We're going to copy the design. We're going to remove all of those box launchers. All of them. We're then going to stick on a lot more search sensors. Specifically, we need... Could we even fit the full size one on? Yeah, we could. And we're going to stick with the regular resolution 21. So we're going to probably see within that range anyways, but good to have backups. So that'll be for finding enemy ships. And we don't need a short-range sensor. We might be able to... No, that's too much. We could make a smaller thermal sensor, but I'm not exactly feeling like that's the way to go. I feel like just active sensors, since it'll be in a system we own. And then, fuel. Because patrol boats will need a bit more range. There we go. 22 crew. It will be the Etten class patrol boat. Or patrol ship, patrol vessel. We'll call it a patrol craft? Fast attack craft, yeah, patrol craft. Alright, seems good. So that's that tech. Missile boat will be done as soon as we get our missile fire control, and we'll just make the full complement, which will be specifically 6 missile boats, 4 corvettes, and 4 patrol boats, and that'll serve as our shore defense in the Sol system. So that'll be done next time, and then we'll start working on more exploration and maybe even destroyers. So yeah, that's good. We'll see you then. Bye.